홍콩의 한 호텔.
4 minutes passed. We walk in 1 minute. He was clear on that.
He's coming.
누군가를 기다리고 있는 로라와 글렌. 아무를 묻듯 무언가를 물어보는데요.
But the food's a little too spicy.
천재 해커이자 미국 안보국 최대 내부 고발자 스노든의 이야기가 시작됩니다.
I work as a private contractor for the NSA.
그는 국가를 위해 자신의 삶을 헌신한 젊은이였죠.
And directly for the agency.
미국 국가안보국 NSA에서 계약 직원으로 일했고 첩보에 관련해 꽤 높은 지휘권을 행사했습니다.
Been a solutions consultant and a senior advisor for the Central Intelligence Agency.
더 젊은 시절 국가를 위해 일하고 싶었던 그는 해병에 지원했고 훈련 중 부상으로 강제 전역을 당하기도 했습니다.
Okay, and when do I go back?
Son, you ever again land on those legs of yours? Airborne or not, those bones will turn to powder. I'm going to authorize an administrative discharge.
버지니아 CIA 훈련센터.
Not in Iraq or Afghanistan.
그는 고등학교를 자퇴했지만 무척 뛰어난 두뇌를 가지고 있었죠.
Berlin.
그 당시 미국은 온라인 첩보전에 심려를 기울이고 있었습니다.
The modern battlefield is everywhere. An aptitude test.
그는 최상의
Each of
성적으로
you is going to
미국
build a
안보국에
covert communications
채용되었고
network in your home city. You're going to deploy it, back up your site, destroy it, and restore it again.
Mr. O'Brien? I'm done, sir.
스노든을 조용히 불러낸 교관은 실질적인 전쟁이 아닌 사이버 첩보에 관한 임무를 활당하는데
Well, I was assigned
그는
with
첫
diplomatic
업무로
cover.
CIA
UN mission to
네트워크
maintain the
안전을
CIA's computer
책임졌습니다.
security network.
그곳에서 스노든은 상사와의 커뮤니케이션에 문제를 느끼죠. 결국 조직에서 살아남으려면 그들에게 필요한 성과를 내야 한다는 것을 느낀 스노든. 올바른 일을 함에 앞서 사람들의 신임을 얻어야 한다는 것을 깨달은 스노든은
He's also put a D-Rog in your file.
Excuse me?
Let that be a lesson. I don't want him calling me again about another Ed Snowden moment.
That didn't look like it went well.
Hey man, yeah.
동료에게
I just
조언을
got a
구하는데
D-Rog for doing my job.
Politics, man. The culture of fear wins again. So,
그는 스노든을
O'Brien
사교
came through for
파티에
you.
데리고 가고
He agrees your talents are being wasted. You ready for a little action?
사람들과 침묵 쌓는 방법을 알려줍니다.
JP Morgan's on her arm. Grandma's with Deutsche Bank.
그리고 그곳에서 실질적인 업무에 도움이 될 첫 활동을 하게 되죠. 하지만 옳고 그름, 사실과 거짓의 구별이 명확한 스노든의 성격상 정재계 인물과 침묵을 쌓는 데에는 큰 어려움이 따랐습니다.
Is there some kind of trick to it?
동료는 상대방의 취약 지점을 파악하라는 언지를 주고 스노든의 여자친구는 파키스탄의 큰손 마윈을 소개해줍니다.
Nice to meet you.
Marwan works at Montfort.
It's the cleanest Pakistani I've ever seen.
마윈의 아픈 손가락을 찾는 가운데 알게 된 시신경 프로그램.
Well, it's not dirt that we need necessarily. It's a pressure point, something intimate, some kind of weakness.
How about his sister-in-law?
꺼진 마이크와 카메라를 활성화시킬 수 있는 불법 사찰 프로그램이었죠.
What do you mean live?
Optic nerve? It's camera and mic activation. I wish we could take credit, but the Brits wrote it. Activation? Yeah, her laptop's off. Or it was, she just forgot to close it. Of course, how would she know? This shit is so sly, the webcam light doesn't even turn on.
동료는 그런 프로그램을 이용하는 것에 어긋난 희열을 느끼는 것 같았고 스노든은 타겟 본인뿐만 아니라 친인척, 주변 지인까지 SNS를 비롯한 모든 사이버 정보를 알 수 있다는 사실에 두려움을 느끼게 됩니다.
Facebook? Is that possible?
Dude, Facebook's my bitch.
FISA court order?
No, not here. X-key score's under 702 authority, which means no warrants.
미 안보국의 부정을 깨달은 스노든은 그곳을 떠나게 되고
without undermining our constitution and our freedom. That means no more illegal wiretapping of American citizens. No more ignoring the law when it is inconvenient. That is not who we are.
Hey, hon.
Hey.
What happened to the London trip?
Turns out I'm not going.
도쿄 요코타 미 공군기지 새 계약을 체결한 스노든은 데이터 보호를 명목으로 24시간 백업 시스템을 구축하는 일을 맡게 됩니다. 하지만 옳은 일을 한다는 명목하에 또 다른 악의적인 일을 하게 된 스노든은 그 일을 하며 큰 양심의 가책을 느낍니다.
They were not as thrilled to learn that we wanted them to help us spy on the Japanese population. Of course, we tapped the entire country anyway. We'd slip these little sleeper programs into power grids, dams, hospitals, and the idea was if the day came when Japan was no longer an ally, it'd be lights out. And it wasn't just the Japanese. We were planning malware in Mexico, Germany, Brazil, Austria. I mean, China, I can understand, or Russia, or Iran, or Venezuela, okay, but Austria? You're also being ordered to follow most world leaders and heads of industry. You know, you're tracking trade deals, sex scandals, diplomatic cables to give the US an advantage in negotiations at the G8. And ultimately, the truth sinks in that no matter what justification you're selling yourself, this is not about terrorism. Terrorism is the excuse. This is about economic and social control. And there's that moment when you're sitting there and the scale of it hits you. The NSA is really tracking every cell phone in the world. No matter who you are, every day of your life, you're sitting in a database just ready to be looked at.
Was Lindsay with you in Japan?
Wow.
설상가상으로 여자친구 린지와의 사이도 멀어지게 됩니다.
It's not quite the artistic critique I was going for.
스노든은 일에 대한 스트레스를 이해하지 못하는 린지에게 화를 내고
You just please, I'm asking you, can you delete them?
그런 상태로 린지와의 싸움이 잦아졌죠.
Is it us?
It's classified.
Am I a target?
Of course not.
Well, I am flattered that my boobs are considered an issue of national security, but you're gonna have to do a lot better than that.
I'd rather not talk about stuff that could land us in jail.
So that's what the Band-Aids are about then? You work 12-hour days, you come home depressed, you play fucking video games, and then you fall asleep.
Yeah, I'm tired because I have a job. That's what pays for this apartment in the most expensive city in the world.
Fuck this.
You know what? You have no fucking idea what it's like to be accountable for other people's lives because you live in a fairy tale land where just there are no consequences and no one ever gets hurt.
Sorry.
린지는 그런 그를 떠나게 됩니다. 하지만 린지와의 관계의 중요성을 깨달은 스노든은 그녀를 찾아가 소중한 일상의 행복을 되찾고
And you start to think, what could be more important than this? You know, lots of people cruise happily through life. Why can't I?
중국의 공격을 맡는 부서로 또 다른 임무를 제안받게 됩니다. 업무를 시작하기 전 정보 신뢰도 테스트를 받는 스노든.
Yes.
그동안 느꼈던 환멸과 불안으로 신뢰도 테스트의 주가 급격히 흔들리는데
No.
이후 이후 일상을 회복한 스노든은 갑작스레 발작을 일으킵니다.
Epilepsy is a serious condition. If you have a seizure driving yourself or with someone else in the car, or you're in a place where you could fall, this is not something to be lightly regarded. It's essential you commit yourself to this medication.
하와이
So my
오아우섬
new
NSA
job was
작전센터.
counter-spying on the Chinese at the NSA Regional Cryptological Center on Oahu.
교관의 제안을 수용한 스노든은 그곳에서 어떤 국가도 아닌 미국에서 가장 많은 민간인 사찰이 일어난다는 사실을 알게 됩니다.
Brazil 2 billion inside the US. 3.1 billion emails and calls. It's not including any of the telecom company data.
Okay, so what's the collection of Russia?
Russia is 1.5 billion.
Wait, so we're collecting twice as much in the US as we are in Russia? Yeah, I figured it was a lot, but...
This shit is out of hand, man.
Happy birthday! In Vegas, looking at Afghanistan, so we're running late hours. So this blurry object comes wandering into the strike zone. We all knew that it was a kid. Poof. He's gone. Same village. 2-3 days later, we see the funeral party. We knew it was a kid that they were burying. Moms and dads wailing. And then the order comes down, pretty clear. Hit them. Poof. And they are gone in a cloud of dust.
그리고 그는 일을 하며 두 번째 발작을 일으키게 되죠. 그가 발작 증세를 보인다는 사실을 안 교관은 스노든과 개인 면담을 요청하고
200 Chinese IPs down in your first 4 months. Outstanding work. Heartbeat as well. He doesn't know about your heat map conversations or some of the
NSA의
ideas you've
교관은
expressed to your
외부인으로서는 알 수
colleagues.
없는 모든 정보를
I believe in
샅샅이
you.
알고 있었죠.
Which is why nothing happened to you after the D-Rog in Geneva. Or after you, omitted the truth in your last polygraph. What was it you were withholding exactly? Did you access an unauthorized program that I did not know about?
Yes.
그리고 그는 교관이
So
모든
Geneva
대화를
was
사찰하고
flimsy. I
있음을
was jealous.
깨닫습니다.
So if it'll give you any peace of mind, I can assure you she's not sleeping with that photographer friend of hers. If that's what you're thinking.
더 이상 NSA의 사찰을 지켜볼 수 없었던 스노든은 정보를 빼내기로 마음먹는데 정보를 빼낸 스노든. 매일 들고 다니던 큐브를 이용하여
Hey. You ever play with one of these? Just try it. It's hard.
I can't figure this out.
I don't know about this.
Yeah, you gotta start with the white cross actually, and then you do the corners.
Oh, man. Hey, have a good weekend, man.
You too, buddy.
All right.
그리고 그는 비로소 자유를 얻습니다. 가디언즈지를 통한 스노든의 폭로에 미국 국민은 경악을 금치 못하고 모든
Breaking
언론은
news tonight
이
reports that
사실을
through a
크게
secret court
보도합니다.
order, the Obama administration is collecting the phone records of millions of Verizon customers. That's been reported by the Guardian newspaper in the UK. They said the court order shows that all the information is going to the National Security Agency.
Another explosive article has just appeared, this time in the Washington Post. It's breaking news that it reveals another broad and secret U.S. government surveillance program. The Washington Post and The Guardian in London reporting that the NSA and the FBI are tapping directly into the central servers of 9 leading internet companies, including Microsoft, Yahoo, Google, Facebook, AOL, Skype, YouTube, and Apple. The Post says they're extracting audio, video, photographs, emails, documents, and connection logs that enable analysts to track a person's movements and contacts over time.
And now here, live from Moscow, Edward Snowden.
스노든은 한 온라인 강의에서
Forgive me if
자신의
I get my
생각을
bearings a little
말합니다.
bit here. People always said I was kind of a robot.
Does that mean you're willing to go back and face trial?
Absolutely. If it was a fair and public trial. Unfortunately, that's not what would happen right now, as long as the Espionage Act is being used against whistleblowers.
Do you still think it was worth it?
Yes, I do. Without the information to start a public debate, we're lost. You know, the people being able to question our government and hold it accountable, that's the principle that the United States of America was founded on. So if we want to protect our national security, we should be protecting that principle. More and more people all over the world will come forward. Whistleblowers and journalists, but also regular citizens. And when those in power try to hide by classifying everything, we will call them out on it. And when they try to scare us into sacrificing our basic human rights, we won't be intimidated, and we won't give up, and we will not be silenced.
그는 민간인의 알 권리를 위해 안정적인 삶을 포기했고 그것에 만족한다고 하였습니다.
I had a stable life. Stable love, family, future. And I lost that life. But
미국 국가안보국의 실태를 알린 내부 고발자의 이야기, 영화 스노든입니다.
And I'm incredibly fortunate. And I think the greatest freedom that I've gained is the fact that I no longer have to worry about what happens tomorrow, because I'm happy with what I've done today.
Live from the internet, Edward Snowden.